Hi my friends, it's Alyssa. I am here with another reading for you today. I hope everybody has been doing well. For today's reading, we are asking the question, what big changes are coming to you now? So we've got 4 piles of cards to choose from today, but before I get into those and show you each pile, I just want to apologize for my absence these last couple of weeks. Things have just been really busy, and I know I say that every time I disappear, but that's just because it's true. Some of you know that I do work full-time on top of doing personal readings, on top of working part-time in rescue, on top of having my own pets and family and friends that do require my attention sometimes. So, you know, it just gets to be a lot sometimes, and I don't always have the extra time or energy to spend doing these longer pick a card readings for you guys, but I apologize for that. I have been posting a few shorts here and there. You guys will have to let me know what you think about them. I actually have really been enjoying making them, so if you guys enjoy watching them, I really would like to continue making those. Let's see. Oh, before we get started, I also need to say thank you to my channel members, Marigold and Stephanie. Thank you so much for being here and supporting the channel. If you are interested in becoming a channel member, the link to do so will be in the description. We have custom stickers, early access to new videos, exclusive members only videos every month, and also my level 3 members get discounted personal readings with me. And as far as the exclusive videos go, we usually talk about witchcraft or practical magic, spirituality. Recently, we've also been discussing demonolatry because that's something that I have been exploring quite a bit, and it is what the members are currently interested in. So if that sounds like fun, if that sounds like a good time to you, please check that out. My aim is for it to be just kind of a fun, cozy, witchy little place to hang out and just talk about things. So also, if you are interested in getting a personal reading with me, the link to my Etsy store will be in the description as well, so you can check that out. My turnaround time is usually about 10 days. However, I do also offer priority readings. The turnaround time for those is 48 hours, and that is for my people who just don't really care to wait, which is totally fine. Anyway, I think we're gonna go ahead and get into this now. So we've got pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. On top of each stack of cards here, I have a rune. I am going to show you the runes, but I'm not going to tell you just yet what they mean or what they represent. So here's what we have for group number 1. This is what we have for group 2. You guys actually got the blank rune, which I realize for some people may not be super helpful in making you or helping you make your decision. But when I was pulling the runes for these groups, this one came out twice for group 2. So I finally just accepted it and said, okay, group 2 is going to be the blank rune. Here is what we have for group 3. And group number 4. The timestamps for each group will be in the description as always. Disclaimer just for everybody, I am not an expert rune reader by any stretch of the imagination. So if I make a mistake or if I pronounce the names of the runes incorrectly, please forgive me. Many years ago, back in the early days of this channel, I used runes one time the same way that I'm using them here. I had one rune like for each pile of cards, and I had somebody in the comments like really irritated by my use of the runes, and they said something like, you obviously don't know anything about runes, this is so disrespectful, blah blah blah. And I did not touch the runes again for a long time after that. I don't know what their problem was, but it was really off-putting, and I realized I should not have let that person put me off the runes for so long. But I don't know, they just did, and I was younger back then. I was much easier to fold. And I'm trying to use them more often now and get more familiar with them, because I have had these runes for a long time. Anyway, that little anecdote aside, if you have decided which pile you want, you can go ahead and skip to your reading. We are going to go ahead and get started with group number 1. Okay, group 1, so let's start by talking about your rune. Again, please forgive me if I mispronounce the names of these, but this is Feihu, and this is symbolic of possessions, wealth, abundance, the rewards of your hard work and effort. It really signifies success and happiness and just prosperity. So really good overall energy for your reading today, group 1. Let's look at your cards. We've got manifestation. We have truth. From the Moonology Oracle, we have new moon in Taurus, prosperity lies ahead. Your tarot cards, let me rearrange these a little bit. Okay, your tarot cards are the 9 of Pentacles, the Devil, the 9 of Swords, and the 2 of Wands. Okay, and then this last card I'm going to save for the end. This is going to be kind of an advice card for you guys. So, manifestation and truth, these are sort of the themes for your little spread today, group 1. And this does seem to kind of tie in with the energy or the meaning of your rune as well. This prosperity lies ahead card too. Again, there is this energy of abundance, of, you know, manifesting your goals, realizing your ambitions, that kind of thing. The 9 of Pentacles is also a card that normally indicates success. This also talks about like independence, self-sufficiency, somebody who is really like doing it on their own. Somebody who has attained a high level of stability and security, and again, success, especially in the realm of, you know, the more material things, money, career, etc. The Devil is quite different. This card normally represents things like addiction, codependency, toxic relationships, and anything that can hold you back and basically prevent you from being your best self, can be indicated by the Devil card. Also, the 9 of Swords, this is anxiety, stress, overthinking things. Really, the 9 of Swords is a card of despair and anguish and just being really, really stuck in your head about something. And then the 2 of Wands is a more positive energy. It relates more to like potential, exploring opportunities, you know, broadening your horizons, looking to expand or discover something new. It can also relate to choice, like planning for the future, planning what your next steps are going to be, that kind of thing. And then this Moonology Oracle card, prosperity lies ahead. This is kind of self-explanatory, right? This indicates that a new chapter or a new phase of abundance is going to be coming in. This is a new moon card. New moon cards do talk about new beginnings or new opportunities, offers coming in, that sort of thing. So I am definitely seeing group one that there is a lot of success on the horizon for you. It seems like it's very much just just around the corner. I do get the impression with the Nine of Swords being here and the Devil cards that a lot of you maybe have been struggling a lot in the recent past with various things, and for some of you this could be entirely related to like your career or your financial situation or something like that. Although this could be indicating other things as well, but it just seems like whatever has been going on in your life, it's all like connected. It's all kind of connected to your degree of success, your degree of abundance in life, if that makes sense. And again, I do see that there has been a lot of stress or a lot of worry about maybe paying bills or about, the future of your career. Maybe some of you have been struggling to find a job, something like that. And you've just been trying to, I think, plan ahead, trying to figure out, what do you want your life to look like moving forward here? But for some of you, I think it's been difficult to make those plans because things have been so uncertain and so unstable. If you have been searching for a new job, or if you have been, trying to start your own business or trying to, complete some kind of like a project that will generate income for you somehow, whatever it is that you've been trying to manifest, I feel like your efforts are going to be successful in the very near future. And once these results do begin to materialize for you, it's gonna be like a whole new world for you. It's gonna be so invigorating, so freeing as well. I feel like you're going to be able to finally kind of spread your wings and release yourself from the fear, the anxiety that has kind of had a hold on you recently. I am going to take a look at your advice card now. This is from the Mausolea Oracle of Souls. And you guys have the Leper King, Sword of Law. The keywords for this card are bravery, self-discipline, and faith. So right away, I can definitely see how this can be applicable to the energies that we're already seeing here. I do feel like a lot of you have had to definitely put on a brave face when it comes to trying to overcome the things that you've been struggling with, or trying to keep pushing forward when it seems like everything has been working against you. It seems like nothing has been going right for you lately. I am going to read to you the description for this card. Tested in his faith in life through extreme trials in both life and death, the Leper King is an exemplar of faith and in spite of circumstances and suffering. For his faith, he was rewarded with the role of Sword of Law, a warrior against evil and deceit. The Leper King provides a model of self-discipline and tenacity, reminding us to hold fast to our faith and core ideals, even in the depths of the fire. So yeah, very much applicable, I feel, for what a lot of you have been going through, group one. For a lot of you, it seems like you probably have felt as though you've been going through a trial by fire. You have struggled so much to just, I think, survive for some of you. Whether you have like a family or a partner that you've been having to take care of, a home that you've been trying to keep, and maintain. a job you've been struggling to keep or been struggling to find, perhaps. Or like I said, if you've been trying to start your own business or, launch some, new project that will create abundance for you somehow. It just seems like there has been a lot of adversity that has stood in your way in the recent past. And despite that, though, you have continued pushing forward. You have continued to fight. You need to continue to do that, because very soon, all of that hard work and effort is going to pay off for you, okay? All of the obstacles that have been in your way are going to fall to the wayside. Your path is going to open up. The way is going to become clear for you, and you're going to finally be able to move forward the way that you have been wanting to, and no longer have to worry or struggle or fight just to survive, just to feel safe, just to provide for your loved ones, whatever the case may be. Your hard work and I think your faith also in, for some of you, it could be faith in God or the gods, or even just, faith in yourself, faith in spirit that the universe is going to provide for you, whatever. Your faith and your efforts are going to pay off for you very soon. So just keep moving forward, okay? You're gonna find that success and that stability that you have been longing for, and you're gonna be so glad that you never gave up, that you always kept fighting for it, okay? So group one, I think I'm gonna leave that there. This is just, kind of a quick read today, but I hope this is helpful. I hope that this gives you some insight into things. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And I hope I see you next time. Bye. All right, if you chose group 2, let's find out what big changes are coming towards you. So you guys have the blank rune. Like I said, I initially, when I was pulling the runes and this one came out, I initially put it back because I don't know, I felt like it would be a lot more helpful for people to actually be able to see a symbol to like connect with. But then this little guy came out again for you guys, so here it is. The blank rune is really interesting because really it talks about like the idea that the future is still in some way undetermined. Things are not quite set in stone yet. Basically, you are in a position where you have the power to write your own destiny, basically. So a really interesting vibe there. Let's see what your cards are. This I'm gonna save for last. This is gonna be your advice card. So let's see, we have travel, we have well-being, we've got from the Moonology Oracle, it's time to release negativity, full moon in Scorpio. And your tarot cards are the 4 of Coins, the 2 of Wands, the Fool, and the Wheel of Fortune. Interesting. So, let me rearrange, move these just a little bit. Okay. So, the 4 of Coins, first of all, this is really associated with like stability, authority, control. Sometimes this card can represent greed or somebody trying to exert too much control over something, over a situation, over another person, that kind of thing. We also have here the 2 of Wands. Group 1 also saw this card. Basically, this is about a decision that's already been made, or like planning for the future, planning what your next steps are going to be. Also, to me, the 2 of Wands really speaks of like opportunity or like limitless potential. It kind of speaks to the idea that anything is possible, really. The Fool is all about new beginnings. It's all about taking risks, embracing change, embracing the unknown. It is a very optimistic, very enthusiastic, and also very youthful kind of energy. And then the Wheel of Fortune, this relates to the concept of fate, divine guidance. Sometimes when we see this card, it can indicate that a situation is being divinely guided in some way. It can also just talk about like cycles, endings, and new beginnings. So we have that sort of idea here, coupled with this Moonology card. It's time to release negativity. The full moon cards, just generally speaking, tend to be more associated with like the end of something, the end of a cycle, or, you know, something kind of coming to a close, or something being released. And in this instance, we see this message about releasing negativity. And then, of course, we have the Travel card. This can literally represent travel, or just kind of like broadening your horizons. And we have the Well-being card, which to me is really speaking of, you know, doing things that are going to be good for you. Surrounding yourself with positive energy, surrounding yourself with positive people, you know, practicing self-care, you know, taking care of yourself physically, but also mentally and emotionally. So, all of that combined with your blank rune, you know, kind of talking about the idea that your fate at this point is in your hands, that you are the writer or the creator of your own destiny. It feels like a lot of you, group 2, are in a position right now where you are about to embark on a new journey, a whole new like chapter of your life, it seems like. Something is coming to a close, something that was maybe holding you back, or something that was a source of a lot of negativity or just hardship in your life. And this, for some of you, this could be like a relationship, you know, maybe that wasn't super positive or healthy. For some of you, it could be like a living situation, like your environment that wasn't the best for you for whatever reason. For some of you, this could be a job that was, again, not good for you in some way. Maybe it was a really big source of stress or something like that. But something that has held you back, something that has like controlled you even to an extent, and been detrimental to your well-being, mentally, emotionally, maybe even physically, is going to be released. And as a result of that release, as a result of that ending, you are going to embark on a new adventure, a new chapter of your life. For some of you, this could mean literally like moving away, going on a trip. For others of you, it could be more symbolic or more figurative. I just noticed with this Travel card, it kind of looks like the woman on this card, it might be pregnant. I never noticed that before, but she definitely does have this very pronounced belly bump. And so again, there's this idea of like something new, like a new life beginning for you. So yeah, definitely something that has been restrictive for you or confining for you, something that has maybe prevented you from actually like pursuing your goals, like pursuing something that you really wanted to do, is going to fall away and allow you the space and the freedom to actually move forward with your life and start achieving the things that you really want. Now, I'm going to look at your advice card. We have the Thinker, the father of knowledge. And the keywords for this card are knowledge, instruction, and reinvention. So right away, the reinvention aspect here is standing out to me. You know, the idea of reinventing yourself, restoring yourself in some way, you know, starting fresh. Let me read to you guys really quickly the description of this card. Okay. The thinker's formidable intellect has persisted even into the afterlife, and he has no illusions about who or what he was in life or in death. His will and reason form the foundations of the city district around him, and he uses his knowledge to instruct those who come to the University of the Mind. The thinker teaches us that there is no state in which and from which we cannot learn, and that often the best way to improve is to teach and exchange knowledge with others. So, okay, what I'm getting from that is, yes, you guys have been through some really difficult stuff in the recent past. You have felt very stuck. You have felt very confined, very restricted. And just, it seems like a lot of you have just really struggled with something that has controlled your ability to, you know, be free to pursue the things you want to pursue, or do the things you want to do, or just, you know, live your most authentic life. But I'm seeing that, you know, even though that whole this whole experience has not been positive, and obviously it's not a position that anybody ever wants to be in, I am seeing that there are things you can take away from the whole experience. There are things that can be learned from it, and it seems like the like you having had this experience will be helpful for you in the future, like in terms of, how do I want to say this? It's like, I see you guys being able to, as a result of what you've been through here, being able to better identify, I guess, like red flags, maybe in relationships, maybe in jobs, maybe in friendships, whatever. And just like giving you the ability to like be smarter about where you invest yourself in the future. Does that make sense? It seems like you have learned a really important lesson through this hardship and struggle. And as long as you are mindful of that lesson, you're not going to have to repeat this experience again. For some of you, there could have been something like karmic, some karmic element to whatever it is that you've been through, but it really feels like you have figured out what the lesson was. You learned it, and now you can take that knowledge and that wisdom with you moving forward and apply it in other areas of your life, and also maybe even help other people with this wisdom that you have gained. Okay? You know, helping, it's like you've got the tools, you've got the knowledge and the insight now to never repeat this sort of thing again, to never put yourself in this kind of position again, and also to help other people identify when they are in a similar situation and like get out of those kinds of situations. Okay, does that make sense? So really positive, uplifting changes coming for you, group 2. I mean, it seems like you're going to have a whole new perspective, like a brand new reality almost. Like I said, possibly moving, being in a whole new environment, maybe a new job, maybe a new relationship, just a lot of really new, fresh energy coming towards you guys. So, and you know, this is going to be applicable mainly to whatever it is that you have been struggling with. So if that is a job, or if it is your home environment, or if it is a relationship, you know, whatever whatever that is that has been restricting you, it's going to fall away. Something new, something better is going to come in and take its place. Okay, group 2. So I think I'm going to leave that there for you guys. This is just kind of a quick reading, but I hope it's helpful. I hope that it resonates with you and gives you some insight into things. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I am wishing you guys all the best, and I hope I see you next time. Bye. All right, if you chose group number 3, this is your rune. This is Nauthis, necessity. This symbolizes delays and restriction, a need to face our fears. Sometimes it can also relate to endurance, survival, and inner change. So let's see what big changes are coming towards you, group 3. I'm going to save this card for last. This is going to be your advice card. So we have boundaries. We've got financial health. From the Moonology Oracle, we have expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. And your tarot cards are the Star, the Two of Pentacles, Two of Swords, and the Moon. So let me just straighten these out. Group 3, starting with the Star over here, this is a very positive energy, generally speaking. The Star is about hope, renewal, restoration, and healing. And also it can relate to wish fulfillment or manifestation. The Two of Pentacles is associated with balance. Sometimes we see it a lot in situations where someone is like juggling many things at once, struggling to find balance or create balance in their life, or it can even relate to indecision, having difficulty making a choice about something, really weighing your options. The Two of Swords is a little bit similar in the sense that, again, with it being a 2, it can relate to choice as well. The Two of Swords, though, is more of a passive, even stagnant energy. A lot of times we see it indicating like being locked in a stalemate, being unable to make a decision or unable to take your next steps forward. And then the Moon is illusions. It is the unknown. It is mystery. Sometimes this card can indicate that you do not have the full picture, that something is being hidden from you. In some instances, though, it can be more about, you know, the truth being unveiled, secrets being revealed, that sort of thing. And then, of course, we've got this card, Expect Powerful Change. It is a new moon card, and new moons in general do relate to new beginnings, some kind of new fresh energy coming in. We've got boundaries, you know, kind of straightforward. This is about establishing and maintaining our boundaries for our own well-being. And then we have financial health, which of course can represent our financial situation improving, finding success, and you know, being in a state of abundance or prosperity. So group 3, as far as what big changes are coming towards you, it definitely seems like something, I get the sense that something was kind of being hidden from you in the recent past, or something maybe still is being hidden from you. And I'm not totally sure what that is. You know, with this being a general reading, it could be a lot of different things. Everybody's situation is different. But it seems to me like many of you, your intuition has been telling you that maybe something is not quite right in your current environment, or in your relationship, or in your, you know, just your circumstances in general. There's something that just hasn't felt quite right. And it seems like you have been maybe struggling to make a decision about which direction you need to go in next, because you feel as though you don't have the full picture, because you feel as though there is something that you don't know. You know, you don't have the whole story, you don't have all the information. If you don't have all the information, obviously you can't exactly make a well-informed decision about something. So I feel like that's kind of the position that a lot of you maybe have been in. And again, this could be relating to a lot of different things, a lot of different areas of your life. So just kind of take it how it applies to you. But it does feel as though you have been in a very passive energy state recently, and that does just tie back to, you know, your rune, that energy of delay or restriction. It seems like you are reaching a point, though, where you're realizing that you need to create better boundaries for yourself, or you're realizing that you need to finally make a choice about something. For a lot of you, I feel that this decision has been put off. It has been delayed because you've been trying to get all the information. But it seems like many of you are in the near future going to, it feels like a lot of you are going to finally make that decision using what information you have, even though you may not necessarily have all the info. I feel like you're going to make the best decision that you can for yourselves based on what you do have available to you. And for some of you, well, I think for a lot of you, this will involve creating more boundaries, or maybe better boundaries, or maybe reestablishing boundaries for yourself. You know, just in general, I think like not running yourself so ragged, because it feels like a lot of you maybe have a tendency to do that. Maybe you invest so much of yourself into other people or causes that you really care about, or you know, something. It just seems like many of you put so much of yourselves into other things, other areas, and it just leaves you often feeling exhausted, feeling, you know, overtired, overexerted. And you guys need to be more discerning about where you are investing yourself, where you are putting your energy. You guys need to make the effort to like restore yourselves and heal those parts of you that have been so, or that have become so like so exhausted, so overextended. I feel for a lot of you, this definitely could relate to your financial situation or your job. Many of you may be, you know, putting so much of yourselves into your job, or you may be, have been sticking with a job that is just not good for you mentally or emotionally, or even physically. It's maybe too much. But you've been sticking with it because, you know, you feel like you have to for whatever reason, because you feel like, you know, you've got to make money, or you feel obligated because, you know, maybe the people that you're working with, you feel obligated to stick around and help them and be there for them. Or you just feel like, you know, you don't have another choice. You haven't been able to find other job opportunities or something like that. And so I see a lot of you guys like creating or establishing better boundaries for yourselves with regards to that kind of thing, you know, making the decision that I am not going to run myself ragged to do this anymore. I am going to really start exploring other options, you know, that kind of thing. For others of you, though, I feel like there's somebody that is going to start helping you in a really tangible way, in a really meaningful way. And this could be a partner, this could be a family member, a friend, or it could even come in the form of, somebody extending to you a better job opportunity, or, a sum of money or something like that. Just something that will allow you to finally like take a step back from what you've been doing and just kind of allow yourself to rest for a while. I am going to go ahead and look at your advice card. We have Arthur, the champion of Avalon, and the keywords for this card are companionship, nobility, and self-realization. So I am going to read to you guys the description for this card really quickly. So, Arthur, the memory of an ancient and godly king, Arthur seeks to restore himself to himself, that he might pit himself against evil and aid all those who are lost and do not know themselves. He accomplishes this by testing himself against his enemies, and only in his darkest hour does he relearn his true self. He does not fight alone, but fits himself with his famed and ancient weapons, and surrounds himself with knights who match him for valor, nobility, honor, and faith. Arthur instructs us to seek our better natures and reminds us that even the greatest warriors do not battle evil alone. So, yeah, this is sort of tying in, I think, with that idea of like somebody coming in to help you, somebody coming in with an offer or a new opportunity, or just like somebody making the decision to start working with you, to actively start helping you in some way, so that you don't have to pour so much of your energy, so much of yourself into this thing that has just been wearing you down. I feel like your advice here is to not be afraid to ask for help. It seems like many of you, group 3, have been trying for a long time to make things work on your own. You've been trying to be independent. You've been trying to, carry the burden when you really didn't have to do it all by yourself. Maybe you've been feeling like, you don't want to burden your loved ones with this. You don't want to you don't want other people to have to be concerned about it, or worried about it, or struggle. So you've just been shouldering all of it yourself and carrying all of this responsibility, or all of this, all of this struggle, all these obligations on your own. But this card is telling you, like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do anything alone. It's okay to ask for help. Just like King Arthur had, all of his knights. You are not an island unto yourself. You can still be great and achieve great things and still have assistance and still accept help from other people. You don't have to carry everything alone. You can ask for help. There are people around you who will help you and I feel like for a lot of you, the people close to you maybe just don't know. They maybe just don't know how much you're struggling, and so you need to open up and talk about it. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys, group 3. As long as you're willing to accept help and ask for help, then I feel like great healing and rest is coming for you. And that is going to be a really positive, welcome change for you. And along with that, you're not going to have to sacrifice, stability or success in order to have that rest and healing, because someone or something is going to come in that is going to help you to shoulder that burden and help you, achieve or maintain the success that you want or that you're used to. Okay, so I don't see you, having to sacrifice that in order to take some time out to restore yourself, okay? So group 3, I think I'm going to leave that there. Those are really all the messages that I'm getting for you guys right now. I hope this was helpful. I hope that this gave you some insight into things. Keep in mind, this is general, so take what applies to you and leave the rest behind. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I really appreciate it, and I hope I see you next time. Bye. And that brings us to group 4. If you chose group number 4, this is your rune. This is Isa, and this symbolizes a standstill or a pause. It can talk about like self-control. It can talk about turning inward and seeking clarity or seeking wisdom about something. Or it can also sometimes symbolize like a challenge that you're faced with, or a period of frustration, trying to overcome something that is maybe presenting itself as an obstacle to you. So, what big changes are coming? Let's see what cards we have. This is going to be your advice card. I'm going to save that for the end. So we have empowerment. We have beauty. From the Moonology Oracle, we have full moon in Aries, a fiery climax approaches. Interesting. Your tarot cards are the Ace of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, the Two of Pentacles. Oh, you guys got an extra tarot card. Okay. Page of Cups and the Hierophant. All right. So, starting with the Ace of Swords, this is clarity. This is insight, communication, openness, honesty. This card can represent like communication or messages coming through. The Wheel of Fortune relates to change, cycles, endings, and new beginnings. It also is associated sometimes with divine guidance. It can be a message that, you know, something is currently being divinely guided. The Two of Pentacles is a card of choice. Sometimes it can represent like weighing your options or kind of going back and forth, weighing the pros and cons of a decision. Or it can also indicate like feeling very overwhelmed or feeling like you have a lot of different things you're trying to juggle at once, struggling to maintain or find a balance in your life. The Page of Cups. Oftentimes this can represent like a new beginning in the realm of love or relationships. It can represent a love offer coming in, you know, meeting somebody new, or even just like feelings, you know, emotions that are still developing, something like that. And then the Hierophant is associated with tradition, the conventional established ways of doing things. This card does have a strong association with like family. He's often seen as a husband or father figure. The Hierophant is also, you know, a teacher or a mentor, something like that. And we've got empowerment and we've got beauty. These two cards do seem to kind of tie together for me. And also this full moon in Aries card. Fiery climax approaches. So this is like indicative of something kind of big, happening, almost like something blowing up in your life, you know, something reaching a boiling point at which time some kind of change becomes necessary. So as far as what big changes are coming for you, group 4, I do feel like a lot of you have maybe been struggling with like seeing things for the way they really are. I get the sense that some of you have maybe had a distorted perception of yourselves or the situation that you have been in, or, you know, something, it's like something that has been going on around you has been distorted, and your perception has been just not quite right. You just haven't quite been seeing the truth or the reality of something. And whatever this thing is, I do feel as though it has disempowered you. It has made you maybe more self-conscious, insecure about yourself. And that could be, you know, physically, something has caused you to feel insecure about the way you look, or your weight, or your self-image. Or even, it could even go beyond that. It could even be that your perception of who you are as a person, and like the value that you have and what you have to offer the world, has been distorted. You know, you might not see yourself as, you know, for the incredible, valuable being that you are. And there's a lot of different reasons that this could be the case for you guys, with this being general. You know, everybody's situation is going to be different, obviously. So I don't want to go too much into, you know, what these possibilities could be, but it just seems like you guys have been in some kind of situation or environment where your self-esteem has been eroded, or your perception of yourself has been distorted. And, you know, to me, it really seems like there's something definitely here about loving yourself and taking better care of yourself. And this Page of Cups, like I said, this can represent new emotions developing. It can represent the start of a new relationship. It could also symbolize like you becoming more loving towards yourself, or you being more gentle or more compassionate towards yourself. And I just feel it's like something in your life has been leading up to it's almost like there's a big fallout coming up for you, but not in a negative way. I don't think it's not something that's going to be like a bad thing. I feel like the overall outcome is going to be positive for you, but it could be a little bit scary still. It could be a little bit intimidating, this idea that, you know, there's going to be this big blow up and something is going to fall away. Because whatever it is that's going to fall away, I feel like, you know, on some level that it is not good for you and that it has damaged you somehow. But at the same time, it's like you still want that thing, or you still care about that thing, or you're still attached to that thing. And it could be a person, it could be a job, it could be, you know, I mean it could be anything. So take it how it applies for you. But yeah, something, you have held on to something that has just done nothing but wear you down. And, or, well, maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe this thing, whatever it is, has, you know, had some, a purpose in your life, but it's like you've reached a point where it does more harm than good for you. It has begun to wear you down. It has begun to erode your self-esteem, erode your self-image, your perception of who you are. And it is time to let go of that thing. It is time to have enough love and compassion for yourself to release this thing that is a detriment to you, so that you can, you know, rediscover the beauty within yourself and you know, take your power back, basically. This is an ending that is approaching, but it's going to be for the better. You know, it's going to be a positive end. It's going to be something you no longer need, that is going to be cut out. Okay. Now I'm going to look at your advice card. We have Aron, Master of the Great Hunt, Authority, the Hunt, Natural Balance. So let me read to you the description for this card really quickly. Let's see. Okay, so the master of the great hunt is the lord of his domain, in the sense that he embodies its nature. His power supports his interest, but does not dictate after the fashion of a tyrant, nor attempt to govern it. Those who serve him do so out of loyalty rather than fear, and pursue those paths which are natural to themselves. Aaron directs one to follow one's nature rather than attempting to orchestrate others in pursuit of the most important quarry of all. So, this card is kind of talking about, you know, being true to yourself, doing your thing and allowing others to do theirs. I feel like a lot of you have forgotten just how powerful you are. You've lost touch with the part of yourself that is strong and courageous and endless, if that makes sense. That message about following one's nature, but not orchestrating others, you know, just kind of allowing people to do what feels right and natural to them, while still, you know, being able to work together collaboratively, you know, towards a larger goal or a higher purpose. I feel like somebody or something has tried to control you, group 4, and it has been such a detriment to you. And you need the freedom to be allowed to follow your own nature again. You need to stand up on your own 2 feet again and take your power back from whatever this is that has done this to you. Again, whether it's a person, a job, your environment, whatever, you need to detangle yourself from that thing, from that individual. Take your power back. That is within your reach. It is very doable. It is very possible for you to do that. But you can't be afraid. You know, you can't allow your fear or your uncertainty to hold you back anymore. Okay? Because there's so many better things in store for you. But you've got to create the space in your life to welcome those things in. Okay? So, group 4, I think I'm going to leave that there. Those are really all the messages that I am getting for you right now. I hope this is helpful. I hope that this reading resonated with you. This is general, so, you know, take what applies to you, leave the rest behind. If something doesn't fit, don't try to make it fit. But like I said, I hope this resonates, and I hope this maybe gives you some insight into things. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I really appreciate it. I am wishing you all the best, and I hope I see you next time. Bye.